Hello everyone, welcome to Docthub. I am Dr. Sandeep Patel, founder and CEO at Docthub. Today, in our special series of 20 roles as a hospital leader, we will discuss role 7, Optimist as a hospital leader. What is being optimistic? What the impact on your hospital management and how does you can improve it, which all are crisis situations we'll discuss today, and in that we will discuss what different aspect of being optimistic. So if you are new in this series of 20 roles as a hospital leader, I would suggest you can also watch our previous videos and subscribe for this channel so that you can get notification for next videos. So if you are a MHA student studying in a hospital management or a healthcare management, or if you are a doctor, you own a hospital and you came across different type of hospital leadership situations, so this series is for you. Let's discuss what is being optimistic. What does it mean? It means that we need to create an optimistic environment in our hospital. That means being optimistic is like expecting good things to happen. Your team should feel a positive vibe whenever you are dealing with different situations, you are approaching for the execution of different operational aspects. Your approach must be positive approach in any kind of crisis, challenges, incidents or difficulties while you find during the hospital management. And now who should be optimistic? So which all are different hospital roles where you need to be as a leader, you need to be optimistic. So you may be a hospital CEO, COO, director or a trustee. If you are a medical superintendent, hospital manager, administrator, executive working in a hospital administration or operations in a different department, if you are a nursing in charge, nursing head, nursing superintendent, or if you are a team leader, department in charge, or if you are a senior team member working in a hospital, during your fulfilling your work, fulfilling your duties, you came across different situations, different crisis situation in your hospitals wherein your approach should be positive. You need to be required to be optimistic because you are dealing with the team and your decision will make impact on the end result. So which all are such situations usually in a hospital you came across being a leader? One, if you are came across a manpower crisis in terms of if your hospital suddenly get more patients indoor or OPD and you need a manpower or a team, so you need to plan your resources accordingly. There are certain situations wherein hospital leaders came across these manpower crisis situations. Second situation is in case of major incidents like fire, breakdown, etc. Third is inspection or audit through an outsourced agency or a licensing authority like NABH accreditation or quality licensing or audit of different local authorities, wherein you need to be manage a particular workload because you are preparing for the documentation, preparing for the areas and departments to be ready for this such inspection or an audit. And yes, your resources has to be arranged and aligned during that inspection and audit. So in this situation also you have to be optimistic in your role. Fourth is project completion deadlines. Yes, there will be a pressure on your team as well as you that you have to complete particular project maybe like hospital expansion project maybe like particular quality accreditation project. First time you are going for particular accreditation, that specific project where you need to be plan and you need to be you came across different crises fulfilling that that project requirement. Fifth is financial crisis. Maybe your hospital, if you are a COO, CEO or a director and you came across a financial crisis, usually such situation is in an initial phase of your hospital. You came across this situation, and wherein you have to be very optimistic in your action, in your execution as well. Sixth is disaster. Disaster can be a two types: internal or external disaster, which leads to over workload of patients or as compared to your day-to-day operations. So in such situations you need to be optimistic. Disaster situations are like supply shortage or a sudden climate in your city or area, which lead to mass casualties or mass emergency. Your hospital might be received and you need to manage it, or any major incident nearby your hospital location. So obviously in that incidents, people who have been affected, they will directly approach to your hospital, and suddenly your emergency team or hospital team is need to be ready to manage this crisis, and your role as a leader has to be manage your resources and services to be aligned with the requirement. So in such situations, wherever you came across, and being a leader, what does it impact? There are two ways of dealing such situation. One is, you can, if you react being a leader, this will impact differently, and if you respond it, that will be a different impact and you get the different outcomes. So in case of reaction, so being a leader, if you react such a situation, you will get an impact. First, reacting on crisis, it may lead to wrong decision, because if you react on particular crisis, it is you are most likely to taking a wrong decision, because during that crisis it's a leader's responsibility to take decision on site, on ground, to manage that crisis. Second is, when a leader react on such crisis, and if situation goes out of control, it will trigger a panic among your team, and then it get worsened. Third, leaders should prepare for such situations and get your resources aligned in such situation, because if you are not prepared, you will be react very wrongly, and that could lead to the worsen conditions and you might face more challenges. And so always you need to be respond maturely. What does it mean? So respond to particular crisis is like you have to stand with your team on ground. You cannot manage. There are certain crises where you cannot manage in your office on telephonically communicating with your team. You have to be on ground, because then and then you will get the reality, you will get, and you will be able to take a right decision. And then by responding particular things, but you need to help rather than questioning your during the crisis, and ensure effective training. If you want to respond such crisis positively, you have to be ensure that your team has given a effective training. It helps a lot managing such crisis. You cannot your team has to be well trained. And then last things, that effective SOP policies execution, it will save you during such crisis. So being a leader, you need to respond it with such things which we have discussed, so that this will reflect your optimistic approach, and it will definitely give you a positive end result. So that's all for this topic. Be optimistic in your hospital leadership, and please comment below if you came across such crisis situation and how did you handle it. Also write us how your views on our hospital leadership series, and do not forget to subscribe it, like these videos so that it can reach to the related audience, and click on bell icon so that you get next video notifications. Thank you very much.